Hello, Lori Blue, functional diagnostic nutrition practitioner, and this week's subject is on food sensitivity test to uncover your hidden weight loss blocks as a woman over 50. And yes, it's huge. This is one of the major tests that I do with my clients. That's super going to help us discover what your hidden healing opportunities are going to be so that we could really bust through that weight loss stall and get you on the other side of this and start correcting your health from from digestion all the way down through the gut and the colon, and to see what's going on with your body when we actually run the test. So with the food sensitivity test, that's the step one. So I'd like to always bring up the word like gut mucus, because if you've got mucus and you're sneezing all the time, it's more than likely you've got a food sensitivity, or there could be inflammation in your digestive tract from the food sensitivities that could be causing you to have more allergy symptoms as well. But one of the things that I noticed with my food sensitivity test, and the biggest ones are going to always be wheat. I am almost seeing across the board wheat sensitivity with my clients' food sensitivity test. And that's a big clue as to what's going on in your body, especially if you're struggling with weight loss. Because if you've got sensitivities to the food you're eating, you're creating a lot of inflammation, fluid retention, leaky gut, and then you could actually create an autoimmunity system in your body when you've got the leaky gut and you're eating foods you're sensitive to. So there's so many downstream problems that can happen because of the foods we're eating that we're sensitive to. And next week I'm going to touch into digestion and talk more about that because it's a huge one as well. And so what's really interesting is I am seeing so many sensitivities with wheat. I have wheat myself, and the reason why I wanted to come in and do this live today was to give you the information to empower you, to let you know that when you do run a food sensitivity test, you're uncovering your hidden healing opportunities as well as weight loss blocks, because I've seen people sensitive to collagen. How many of us take collagen, right? Give me a heart if you think so. And then also beef is coming up. Some people are eating beef and they're sensitive to it, and that could be a huge weight loss block. I'm noticing that with one of my clients, sensitivity to beef, and then also collagens. And those are ones that we want to take away for 3 months if they're yellow, 6 months if they're red. Get your body to reset so that we can then bring in the healing opportunities to get your body, your gut lining to heal and seal, so we get rid of the leaky gut. Because if you continue to eat the foods we're sensitive to, we continue to keep the inflammation turned on. And one of the things that Dr. Tom O'Brien has noticed is that people who are eating wheat, and we all react to wheat in certain ways in our body, some people more than others. And there's just symptoms across the board, from celiacs, brain dysfunction, bipolar. Just eating wheat can cause so much depression. That was one of the symptoms that I had. And it can just cause you to have, from Dr. Tom O'Brien has stated, 11 to 12 years later, because there's been studies done on this, that people who are eating wheat can actually going to have some more autoimmunity problems, because and especially if you're reacting to it and you're getting a lot of inflammation. You got to remember, today's wheat has been hybridized. It is hybridized to be a short wheat. They're putting pesticides in there as well, all kinds of pesticides that are that's reacting in our body. So that's another subject. But it's really interesting to notice that so many people are reacting to wheat. And it's if you're if you're red sensitive to wheat, which it comes up either a green as non-reactive, yellow as moderate reactive, and red as highly reactive. And so when you're highly reactive to wheat, you also are probably going to cross-react, and I see this on the test as well, to barley, rye, and kamut, because those are also, kamut is a wheat, and then rye and barley also have gluten in it. So you're reacting to the gluten protein in this product. And so this is a huge healing opportunity for all of us. Even if you're not working with me, even if you're not running a food sensitivity test, just be aware that going gluten-free is a huge healing opportunity. And if your weight loss is stalled, if your health is problematic, this is the best thing you can do to turn your health around and to really get your health on track so that you can get to the next level of your health and weight journey. And the problem too, what that comes with that is dairy Dairy is the runner-up here, and a lot of the times when people are sensitive to wheat, they're also sensitive to dairy. And then you may or may not be sensitive to corn. And sometimes this is what's happening inside the body when you're sensitive to wheat. When you're sensitive to wheat, this is a forever sensitivity because your body has created a memory B cell antigen response in your body. Every time you have a bite of wheat, you're going to react to it in some way. You may not even notice it. You could get some brain dysfunction. You could just be more tired. I used to get brain fog. I would have Ezekiel bread. You know, that's healthy bread. It's sprouted, right? Well, I would have that and it would make me foggy. And so I didn't like feeling like that. Well, that was one of the things that disappeared. So dairy also has the similar proteins to the gliadin proteins in wheat. And so if you're sensitive to wheat, you're going to possibly be sensitive to dairy. So I see that in the test as well. And unfortunately, because those proteins are sensitive to the wheat sensitivity or the wheat proteins, corn also takes a hit. So I've got the trifecta of that. The wheat, dairy, and the corn all came up sensitive on mine. And that is a big clue that your body is reacting to the wheat as with these foods. And like I said, you got mucus. I could not get rid of the mucus until I got rid of the dairy. And that was one of the biggest things too, besides getting rid of the wheat, grains, and sugar in my diet, was to really fine tune my my health and my inflammation and actually reducing allergies in my body was to get rid of the dairy so I didn't have the mucus, because that mucus can lead to asthma and continue to create an inflammatory state in your body. So that was something that I had to work on. I'm not perfect at it. Nobody expects anybody to be perfect at this, except if you do cheat on wheat and you're reacting to it all the time, you will be inflamed always, because this is a situation that once you get a bite of wheat and you have a food sensitivity to it, you're reacting to it. And Tom O'Brien says everybody reacts to gluten. And what's happening in your body is you have 6 months of inflammation every time you have wheat. So if you're continually eating wheat, you're continually having an inflamed body. And that's probably part of the reason why, besides the processed food and the sad American diet that's suggested that you eat, that 88% of the population is overweight or unhealthy. Now, it's 50% is overweight at this point, but unhealthy was the term for the 88%. And that's a huge amount of people to be unhealthy. And if we don't want to be part of that statistic, one of the best things we could do is take wheat out of our diet. And I was, it's a good thing I'm going over this today, because I remember I've got a workshop tomorrow, gluten-free living lifestyle, that you can sign up for after I post this video. I'll put it in the stories and I'll put a link on that. If you're listening to this from YouTube, you'll have about 24 hours after I post this to come join me tomorrow at 5 Pacific for the YouTube video presentation on the workshop. And if you sign up and get a question in, I could give you more personalized attention. Come in with a question. This is a workshop where I want you to participate so that you can really start to understand what's going on in your body and to really be empowered to make the changes. Because when we get our brain more interactive in what's happening when we're learning something, the more that we're going to retain this information, the more it's going to make sense to you. Let me give you guys a clue as to how bad wheat is in our diet. One of the things that functional nutrition practitioners, naturopaths, functional nutrition people, all of us, nobody touches wheat. For the most part, we are all wheat free. And most of us are dairy free for the most part, because we know the damage it does in the body. And so that's a huge thing to think about when the functional medicine practitioners are staying away from wheat, because they know the damage it can do to your body. And that's why a holistic low-carb method, the method that I put my clients on, is so powerful to reset your whole immune system and your whole metabolism, your brain health and your body. And just getting some of these foods eliminated out of your diet is a huge healing opportunity. And when you fine-tune it with a food sensitivity test, that's when you get the magic to happen. That's when my client Isabel lost her pain in the bottom of her foot in 9 days. I've got clients losing 20 to 30 pounds because they're taking out the foods that they are sensitive to. This is huge healing opportunities. If you've got a sensitivity to beef and you're eating beef every day, that's a weight loss block. And so we want to take it out for 3 months and then recalculate how we're feeling. You could be sensitive to eggs and eating eggs every day. And so these are some of the things that we just want to troubleshoot so that we could heal and seal the gut and get your healing under control. It's not other than wheat, I wouldn't say that you have to keep out all your food sensitivities out, but you don't want to necessarily eat them every day. So wouldn't it be great to know what your food sensitivities are? Now, the MRT, food sensitivity test, is a huge healing opportunity because it uses mediator release process in your white blood cells to because it is a blood draw. You get that blood draw, they take that blood to the lab, and they test 175 foods and chemicals with your blood to see what your blood is reacting to specifically. And this blood is fresh blood. They'll do this within 24 hours to 48 hours to find out what this is. And so this is not using a dried blood spot. This is a more practical approach. And this is just a huge system that we want to go through because 80% of our immune system is in the gut. And if the foods we're eating we're sensitive to causing inflammation in our gut and leaky gut, we can't get our immune system under control. And that's something that we really want to focus on. So how that works is when you get your test back, you want to just focus on the non-reactive foods and take out your yellow food sensitivities and your red sensitivities. And I go over that with every one of my clients in a personalized results and recommendation session for that test. So when you get that information and you start implementing it, this is hello energy. This is goodbye brain fog. And when you also combine this with a low carb method and reduce the grains and the sugar in your diet, you could say sayonara to the allergies and the asthma. Now, I reacted a little bit of sneezing with my allergies. I think it lasted all of 3 days. Never had too much mucus. It was no asthma. I never really shut the windows. I was outside under my trees. So there was a little bit of a sensitivity that I had, but pretty much it didn't bother me. And so you can get your sensitivities down and eliminated to the point where you barely react to them. So it just depends on your body and your immune system. And so when we go gluten-free, and if we have an autoimmunity, we want to think about that as how can we support our body. Anybody with an autoimmunity condition really wants to be on an autoimmune protocol, which is a gluten-free anti-inflammatory diet plan. And that's what a holistic low-carb diet will do for you because it gets this all dialed in. You might not even know what you need to do, but I know what you need to do. And that's where the implementation for my program comes in. So I can give you this free information and you could take it and run with it if you're a go-getter and you're totally in action and you're ready to do this on your own. But if you need implementation, that's what I'm here for. Joining me, getting it all dialed in, running 4 labs to find your hidden healing opportunities and your weight loss blocks, and getting this food sensitivity test is huge because I could not get my health under control until I had a gut reset. I could not get my health under control till I completely knew what my food sensitivities were. And when I dialed all of that in, that was more weight loss. I could see the differences in the changes of my weight loss from being stalled at about 150 and then getting my gut reset and doing what I needed for my gut. That was another 15 pounds of weight loss. And then dialing in the dairy, dialing in the circadian balance, and really fine-tuning my foods that were right for my body was another 20 pounds of weight loss. And I only finalized this over the last 2 years because you need to find the information to be able to implement it. But can you imagine if you were to run these tests this year, collapse the time it takes to get your health under control and really dial in what your hidden healing opportunities are, uncover them, solve those weight loss blocks, and start losing the weight and reducing your inflammation this year? Can you imagine how amazing that would be? You don't have to wait as long as I did because I had to uncover what was going on. I had to learn FDN. I had to apply all this. I had to work through it. And that's the magic of this process of running the labs and getting the information. Yes, the labs do cost money, and yes, my program is not cheap, but I'm also not the most expensive. I actually have a very good value in my program, and I give you radical accountability, bulletproof mindset, and you get your holistic low carb method and lifestyle personalized and customized per the food sensitivity test, as well as the results we find from your other labs. And so Keep in mind that they're finding so much good information on autoimmunity and the fact that wheat is causing this destruction, and that if you just knew what to do, you could turn all that off and start correcting your health to the best that you can to get it back into homeostasis. You know, people with Hashimoto's, they have actually every time I research Hashimoto's, what's coming up is gluten sensitivity. So if you're gluten sensitive and you've got a thyroid condition, that could be something to really think about. And when you get one autoimmunity, you don't just get one, you could escalate. Some people get 3 to 5 autoimmunity problems. But what if you could heal and seal your gut and take out those food sensitivities and stop that process? And that's what Dr. Walls has noticed. She has MS and many other situations going on in her body. She did the standard medical allopathic medicine procedures and continued to get worse and ended up in a wheelchair until she figured out that she needed to do more of a paleo style lifestyle, which wasn't strict enough for her. Then she ended up creating the Walls protocol, which was like 8 cups of specific vegetables, of very low carb, and just eating her fat, protein, and vegetables. And that helped her heal her body and get the autoimmunity to reduce into remission so that she could be a doctor, get out of her wheelchair, ride a bike, and live her life. And so when you're looking at a lifestyle shift and changing the foods that we're eating and using labs to discover our hidden healing opportunities, you want to keep in mind that it isn't just weight loss. Weight loss is a symptom of something going on in your body, and 80% of your immune system is in the gut. So if you can run the labs and this food sensitivity test and find out what's going on in your body, you can address so many things and get your life back on track. When you find what's going on in your body, that's when you can get healthy to lose the weight naturally. And that's why my process, my holistic low carb method, is really a permanent weight loss solution, because you're going in here, uncovering those hidden healing opportunities, correcting them, reducing the problems that you have with the weight gain because you're correcting the health of your body. So you lose weight naturally and you can keep it off. And then I support you with personalized lifestyle management per you specifically. It's customized. And so whatever's going on in your body, we're going to address that every week. And I'm going to check in and give you the accountability that you need to make the action plans so that you get the health that you want. I'm down to 129 pounds and holding. Back and forth between 128 and 130 right now, but I'm building muscle. And the more that I'm building the muscle, the more I notice that the carbohydrates aren't mattering as much for me. So when you get down to maintenance and you're bringing in more protein and you're doing the right type of intermittent fasting with time restricted eating per your circadian rhythm, and eating the food that's right for your body, dialing in what works for you so you don't have inflammation. Because you know what happens when you actually take the food out that you're sensitive to? There's less noise in your body. When there's less noise in your body from the food you're eating, you can hear what's going on. You can start to notice symptoms in your body. When I have cheese when I'm not supposed to, I notice more inflammation. So it's funny, I react more to Gouda than I do to some other cheeses, and I'll react right away, and I'll notice within an hour that I've got more mucus. And if I react to something I'm eating, I'm like, I'll just take a step back and I'm like, wow, I think I reacted to that. And so then I'll look back to see what's going on with my diet. And then I can kind of look back and say, oh, I had a food reaction to that. The last one that I did that was noticeable was I had over a tablespoon of butter one day with dinner, or breakfast. And it didn't even occur to me till like 24 hours later that, oh my God, I'd had butter. And I try not to eat a lot of butter. I usually do ghee because I am sensitive to the proteins in dairy, and it sets off an autoimmune reaction. It sets off a B memory cell antigen response in my body, and I will get more mucus. And so sure enough, I woke up that night, like an hour after I went to sleep, messed up my deep sleep, woke up coughing and more congested. And I was thinking, oh my gosh, okay, what is going on? So I just got up, took some echinacea, some elderberry, and I took some mullein, which helps to reduce the mucus. I might have taken some NAC, some ginger. I just hit whatever I had, like if I had a cold. It wasn't a cold though. It was gone that evening. So I was able to go back to sleep, and then by the next day I didn't notice it. But my body was talking to me. So when you take out the foods you're sensitive to, you can then notice what's going on in your body and be more reactive. When I was at yoga the other day, we were doing a yoga pose on a chair, and we were supposed to put our elbows down, like just put your elbows down on the table. And my instructor was asking me, she's like, don't you need something under your elbows? Aren't your elbows sore? And I said, no, they used to be sore. I used to notice when I would sit in the car or I'd sit down at the table, if I put my elbows down, I would have a sensitivity reaction. I would have pain. And that was my body letting me know I had inflammation in my body, and something I was eating was causing that inflammation. I don't know exactly what it was. It could have just been getting rid of all the dairy finally out of my diet, because that was the hardest one to go. I cannot even have whey shakes. I don't do any whey because of this reason. And I keep it to just a minimal amounts of dairy. And then at holidays, I'll have cheese, and I might have some that dessert with some cheese in it. Like, can't resist carrot cake with cream cheese frosting. I mean, that's a birthday and Christmas holiday special. So that I do that once or twice a year. But the inflammation in my elbows has never come back because I do control my dairy. And so can you imagine how empowered you are when you know what's happening in your body, because you can then listen, because there's less noise of less food sensitivities because you've corrected a lot of it. And you know to look at this too is you're creating the lifestyle that's going to work for you. A holistic low carb method is building a lifestyle that's customized and personalized to your specific needs and desires. First, you get the weight loss. You start uncovering the hidden healing opportunities, and you dial in the weight loss. You reset your metabolism to lose the weight naturally and feel amazing in your body. Goodbye brain fog. Hello energy. Goodbye autoimmunity. We're going to support your metabolism and bring it all back on track. No more mucus. This is the exciting part of it. And so this is what we want to focus on. We want to focus on how to get our body healthy to lose the weight. Why struggle with weight loss on a low calorie process that has been proven that it doesn't work, or Weight Watchers wouldn't still be in business to this day? Nutrisystem and all of those programs are low calorie starvation diets where you never get the nutrients to dial in what you need to do. When you do a low carb method to build the lifestyle around your food sensitivities and the lab hidden healing opportunities we discover in your labs and correct them, and a lot of it is digestive dysfunction. You'd be amazed at how much that's popping up on my test. That's why I'm going to talk about that next week. So stay tuned for next week. And I'm never sure when I'm going to pop in, because it depends on my schedule and also my energy levels. So because I'm showing up here 100% for you, and I want my energy levels to be dialed in so that you can get the information from my head and bring it to yourself. And what's really funny is I was, not funny, but really kind of empowering, is I was listening to the Helen Reddy movie the other day. And I always loved her and loved her song. You know the song, Women, I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar. And that was so empowering. I always loved that. And when you think about it, we are so strong. We are so strong. We could do anything we set our mind to if we just have the right direction to go in. And that's why when we run these labs and we get empowered to see what's in black and white in front of us, we are then able to create a roadmap back to health again, for transformation, to get what we need, to feel amazing and reclaim the second half of our life and take away the interferences that are blocking that health. And that's when the weight loss comes in. That's when your transformation comes in. I never expected to get down to 125 pounds, but I did it because I never gave up. And I was looking for my weight loss solution. I didn't know where it was. I didn't know how I was going to find it. I just never gave up because I had a goal. I had a dream. And if you have a dream and you have a goal, you can have it. We are women. We are strong. We can do what we want to do. That you have to roar. You've got to get out there and understand that there's nothing that we can't do. We just need the information. And that's where I can come in and help you with the implementation. So I have a 3-month program and a 6-month program. And so there's so many different ways that you can work with me. And if you've got over 100 pounds to lose, I have a 1-year program that could be a huge bonus to you and your life. And this is about living life to the fullest, pain-free, getting out, being active, and bringing back your beautiful. But it can start with as simple as going gluten-free. get on a low-carb diet. If you don't want to work with me, if I'm not your person, then find somebody who you truly resonate with. But I will put all of my heart, all of my certainty and conviction into your program to help guide you in the direction that you need to go. One of the things that I've noticed on this last food sensitivities that my clients had is their wheat is red sensitive. They cannot have the wheat. They will not heal. That's why their weight loss is stalled. When you take it out, your energy comes back. You start to lose the weight. And if you're sensitive to egg and beef, just reducing those and using them more strategically in your diet is going to make a big difference to getting your gut back on track. Those ones are huge. And even just, figuring out when to eat, how much to eat, and what to eat is big too. And those are all things that we're going to do together as my client. But guess what? I've got my gluten-free lifestyle workshop tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific time. Show up with a question or send me your question in advance. I am going to post the link for you to sign up after this as posted so that you don't miss out on it. And also make sure that you keep in touch with me either through Instagram or on Messenger and Facebook at Lori Ballou. And also I'm going to be putting a new Facebook group together for women over 50. So stay tuned for that. I'm super excited to put that together with my public relations lady. We're getting together and we're going to be doing that. And I'm super excited to be able to put all of my information there so that you have a one-stop shop. You can go and get all the information from podcast and everything else that I'm going to be doing. So tomorrow, 5 p.m., Wednesday, the 17th, is my gluten-free lifestyle. Find out the science, find out why you want to do it, come and ask questions, hang out with me, get empowered. And as women, we're going to get healthy together. That is my mission, is to get this information out to you so that you do not have to be stuck in pain. I had pain, ladies. I had knees that were breaking down. I had thinning hair. I had wonky eyes. They weren't focusing. And my skin, I remember my hair, when I would pull my hair up at the scalp, this would be all like wrinkly and it would show wrinkles. It doesn't do that today. Now, I went out for a sun walk today and you could see I don't have any makeup on. This is my skin without makeup. I have a tiny bit of powder, but I put that on hours ago. It probably already came off. But I am iodine saturated. I have my thyroid dialed in. I have my metabolism dialed in. I have the right fats in my diet. I do not burn when I go out in the sun. I actually collect the nutrients I need from the sun. And my skin tans really quickly. And so you can see how I got a really good tan today just from 1 hour of walking, a 3-mile walk this afternoon around, solar noon. So that was really good. Now, you don't want to do solar noon for an hour if you haven't built up your skin. You need to build it up. You need to change your oils. You need to bring in antioxidants into your food. And you need to stop eating inflammatory food for your skin to be healthy. So if you're worried about cancer on your skin, one of the things to do is to correct the oils that you're eating and eat only the natural animal fat oils, not the vegetable seed oils, which cause inflammation and oxidation in your body. And it also comes out on your skin. And so you don't want to burn your skin, which can lead to the big C. But what you want to do is support your metabolism and bring in the foods that are going to support you, but then also build up slowly, like 5-10 minutes at a time. Get some morning light in your eyes, get a 5 to 10 minutes in the afternoon, some evening sunlight, kind of break it up, and then build up. Like if you're going to be going on vacation, you want healthier skin, you want to start now. Get 5 minutes of solar noon skin. That will not hurt you, because you need that for your vitamin D and to support your skin. So those are some things you can do. Join me tomorrow on my workshop. And let me know you're going to come and sign up so that I have your email and I can get you into my email list as well. So also, don't forget, I always have my workbook available. I have just updated it. I'm now calling it the 8 Essential Hacks for Stubborn Fat as a Woman Over 50, because these are the steps that you need to do, and I've changed the program name over the last couple of years, so this is now new and updated, more powerful for you. But download it, use it as a workbook to just keep yourself on track. That's going to be something that is free to you, so that you can go and get that, and that's a good value. And then also, I'm offering to anybody who signs up in the workshop a 20-minute 5-pound goal plan for summer weight loss, call, nothing for sell, just a free value call, 20 minutes, just to dial in what you're doing. And it's just a 20-minute call. You might get 5 pounds of weight loss from this just by us talking together, and personalize the program that you can, personalize what you're doing. Just 1 or 2 action steps can make a big difference. And so that's available to everybody who comes to my workshop as well. So I hope you sign up. I'd love for you to come. I put my whole energy, heart, and soul into this. This is my mission. I am here to empower you as woman to woman. This is the mission that we need to have. No one's going to give you this information. I am part of 6% of people who are healthy the way I am healthy and doing what I am doing, and that is wrong. There should be more people included in that 6%. And anybody who works with me we're going to get that number up and working and being 8 to 10 to 20%. Let's just empower everybody we know to make the choice to go gluten-free, because that's the biggest health benefit you can do, is just remove that interference from your health. Dr. Chris Palmer is a Harvard-trained psychiatrist that's turning the world around with his book, Brain Energy, and working with the ketogenic diet in his practice and seeing miracles happen. Miracles happen. That is why I no longer have depression, why I can show up a different person today in my 60s and live life amazing and feel amazing without pain in my body and feel beautiful for the first time in my life, because I made these shifts. It took me a long time. I lost my 30s and 40s to being overweight and having asthma and that obesity and the depression. And I didn't know what I know now. If I knew then, I wouldn't have lost that quality of life. And so how much is it worth for you to tune into yourself, correct your immune system this year, run those labs, get your hidden healing opportunities uncovered, and we work to correct your weight loss blocks so that you could be living this year, by the end of this year, and wearing a dress to Christmas that you will love, because that's what I'm doing. I'm getting out and hanging out at the gardens and just feeling amazing. And I've got a reel coming out that's going to come out tomorrow that shows me in this brand new red dress that I'm wearing. And I tell you, I feel gorgeous. And I don't have to be the only person to do that, but I'm leading this charge and I'm leading the change. And this is a health revolution, and you can jump on board. So join me tomorrow for the workshop. And if you would like to find out more about my program and have a health adventure strategy session, to find out more about what's going on and more about my program and how I can help you implement this quickly for yourself, just let me know and just type in implement in the bottom of this program. All right, you guys, I'll talk to you soon. I got to head out to yoga and finish up my evening, and I hope you guys had a wonderful day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.